I even went back at some point. 2 plus 2 is not a bit simple at this point. Like, okay, so I rebuke it back to sender. Less than 5 months. I actually got staff with month twice or even 3 times. It wasn't easy. Yeah. After that, I just blocked all the accounts. I do not want to see. I don't want to be tempted to go and check. Just more confidence. You would think that I miss the salary. No, I don't. I was like, I don't want to enter employment now. I think I'm still recovering and also just sink into the idea that I'm now officially unemployed.
On my mama, on my hood, I look fly, I look good. You can't touch my bag, but you could. I look fly, I look too good.
Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I am Kenichi Jacob, a Lagos-based content creator, and I create content around my lifestyle, beauty content, and occasional chit-chat videos like this, and a little bit about girlhood, womanhood, and whatnot. And so grab a drink. I have my coffee here as usual because we're going to be needing a lot of energy. So get comfy. This is going to be a heart-to-heart video. Fingers crossed. Anyways, yeah, let's get into it. In today's video, we're just going to be diving into why I quit my job, how basically the after process of me quitting my job. So if you don't know, I recently quit my job after almost 2 years. It wasn't, like I said in the video, I'll leave the video linked up. It wasn't a spontaneous decision, but it was well needed. It was about 8 months overdue. I was working in the role of social media, in fact, content creator and community manager, which in today's age is BS because that's basically saying I'm a social media manager, but underpaid, if that makes sense. I was put in charge of video platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and Telegram, right? But tell me why, after a while, my work started to shift in other areas. And when I would try to relate back to my own job, why did it come up in my appraisal as I was being stubborn or I was being like I was challenging authority? Anyways, yes. So why did I choose to leave? It was just well overdue. It was 8 months overdue. I mean, when I first entered it wasn't like the best of the best, but at the same time, at that point, I had just kind of left my other job because they weren't paying me after like 2 months. Like the whole company was on pause, but everybody was pretending to work, that type of thing. So I found a new job, and that's where I just left. And yeah, when I first entered, it was like it wasn't necessarily the best. There were some flags here and there that was like maybe because I don't really have that much experience, or maybe I don't know that much. Okay, let me just like try to hold it up together. And the first like less than 5 months, I actually got staff with month twice or even 3 times. It was going really good for some point, even though there were some red flags. But I think it was at the 6th month I came in as an intern, and while interning, I also went for NYC. If you don't know, NYC in Nigeria is a compulsory government I'll put it on screen. I don't have to explain it. So I went for my NYC and I also did vlogs about it, so you can go and check it out. And then came back, continued working only for the time for my promotion, full-time staff, and also obviously get all the benefits because as an intern you don't get all the benefits as an intern. And then tell me why after all of that, my promotion came to be a full-time staff. That's when they remembered I was an NYSC corp member. So that's when I started to mentally decline and my work started to like decline because I was like, what the it's just the thing of when a company actually treats you like a number and they don't care to cover it up, that kind of thing. I don't know if that makes sense. So then my line manager wasn't necessarily the best, so to say. Like we would always clash on things that by the time I told somebody else a little bit about what was going on, I was like, actually, that's not supposed to be happening. But anytime I would bring something up, it would be like I was challenging authority, that kind of thing. So, yeah, I put up with that for about, I don't know, 8 months plus. And yeah, when I decided to leave, yes, that's so basically that's why I left. Even though, yes, I liked my role, the job I was doing was not the issue. If anything, I almost don't feel like I learned, or maybe because it's still low key kind of fresh, but this is like it's almost 60 days since I left, so it's still kind of fresh. Sometimes it takes me a while to like pick out and separate things sometimes. But I don't know, so far so good. I haven't really reflected and seen that okay, maybe this and this and this on my end. Yes, I can see some things, but it did not warrant the rubbish, the BS I went through. Yeah. So the first few days of unemployment, at first I wanted to dive into content creation because that was, I mean, when I made the decision to leave, I was like, okay, what exactly am I going to be doing with my time? It was scary when I was thinking about this whole thing, but once I said, okay, let me focus on content, and I was scared because I was always doing work vlogs, both here on YouTube and on TikTok, and that was one of the things that was on my mind, like, okay, what kind of content, what will I do about my work content? But it's like, let me take it one step at a time and then start to try to invest in my own equipment that I did not already have. I just tried to put things in place that would benefit me in my unemployment era. And I made a decision in November. Before November, I was like, yeah, I want to do that in December. I wanted to like do at least one concert, at least one. But after looking at it, I said, no, actually, let me put things in place for myself because this unemployment era, I don't want to suffer too much basically. And I don't want my YouTube to suffer because now I don't have any choice. Let me make more effort into my YouTube, if that makes sense. So the first week post my unemployment, I just took a break. Let me take it one step at a time. So the first week I did nothing. All I did was lazy around on my bed, watching, I think I was watching Desperate Housewives again because I'd watch it. It was like a childhood show for me. And yeah, I just used that whole week to prepare and also just sink into the idea that I'm now officially unemployed. And to be honest, I don't think I felt fear. Like I said in my video, I kind of dealt with all of that before I left. If anything, I think I was more than excited. Some people say one of the ways to build your confidence is to put yourself in uncomfortable situations and actually like come out of your comfort zone basically. I had just overcome a challenge, so it kind of made me more confident and I was really excited to just leave all of that behind. Do you understand? Ah, I was more than excited to just leave everything behind and just focus on what I actually want and put in the work. I just said that this is it. I'm going full all the way in. And that is what I'm doing so far. In terms of routine, I've been trying to get into my unemployment routine, but I haven't really stuck to one routine. I have a couple of things I do. Like for example, my filming days are like Monday to Wednesday. Because once it's Wednesday, I just feel like the week is off. The week has ended basically. So I haven't really found the routine yet, but I have some things put in place, so to say. It's been exciting so far. I haven't felt like oh I miss the work life, and also because actually truthfully, if I'm being honest, I haven't even really started looking for. I applied to jobs here and there, but to be very honest, at the back of my mind, I'm always like, God, please, I don't want this now. I was like, I don't want to enter employment now. I think I'm still recovering from that experience. It wasn't a nice one. Also, recently I read a book, The 12 Week Year, even though it took me literally almost 12 weeks to read the book, mostly because it was on my phone. I just kind of get a bit tired by reading stuff on my phone. It helps you look at the entire year according to weeks. And once you are doing that, that means every day counts, every single day, so that by the end of the week you actually did something, if that makes sense. So I've been trying to put more into YouTube and oh, recently I started swimming. I've been wanting to swim since like last year, but it wasn't possible, whether or not it wasn't possible. But this year I started to learn how to swim. Really interesting. I think I prefer swimming to any other sports because I don't have to sweat, if that makes sense. What else? Also, I've been watching movies. I finally finished Desperate Housewives. Forgive me because it's not like nowadays season where they do only like 6 episodes. Now that was 8 seasons, 23 episodes of like 48, 45 minutes. So that took a while, and it's kind of like a reward system for me these days because once I finish filming now, I go and watch something and then later on I edit. I don't try to bombard myself. Also because I've been trying to get on a productivity grind, so I don't try to bombard myself even while I'm being productive, if that makes sense. I kind of put breaks in between so I can center and then come back again. And that's just my own routine, anyways. And recently, I started Severance, I think is the name. Yeah, I heard Aliyah talk about it. I had just finished Desperate Housewives like last week, and then I was like, okay, let me watch this Severance. And I'm getting a bit tired because okay, I think we need to get to the bottom of why they are working in this place and what job is actually. Anyways, recommend series. I actually want to get into series. I don't want to watch one or movies, whatever. Recommend movies or series you are enjoying right now and you think I should check out, because I definitely have a lot of time on my hands. Even though I'm like doing other things, I have time. I have time to recommend. Some of the challenges I have, you would think that I miss the salary. No, I don't. Truthfully, I don't, because I think one time I wanted to get something for myself, and it was not really a hefty bill, but it was something that now that I'm unemployed, it's not something I can actually just splurge on. And then I was like, as soon as I had the salary now, at the same time I had to like think back, like even when I had salary, the way I used to hold on to the salary as if it was for the end of the year. I don't know if that makes sense. Now that I'm unemployed, I'm more free with money, and it's not like I have a lot. When I had salary, I was always holding it to my chest, like I didn't want it to finish. Like recently I got a bodysuit, like two bodysuits, and I realized that if I was working I wouldn't have done that. Like I just, maybe it's just the atmosphere of that place or the vibe, or maybe it's just or the way I feel with money now, but I wouldn't have done that. I would have been thinking that okay, if I buy this bodysuit now, am I going to suffer for the rest of the month? All honesty, I don't miss it. Would it be better if I had it? Maybe, but no, not really. And also because, like I said earlier in the year, I did start a business with my sisters last year, so that is kind of bringing in a little bit. It's not like big compared to my salary I was earning, but it's a little something that can help me survive. Also, I have savings from when I was saving last year in the on the job for emergency, and obviously this is the emergency. So, in terms of finance, no, I don't miss it. If anything, I'm more free now with money. Like the way I spend, not foolishly, but the way I spend now, I did not do that when I had salary. No, no. Which begs the question of why exactly I was holding on to that job for so long. You know, when you leave a relationship, you don't stalk your ex. You shouldn't, anyways. And that's one mistake I did recently. I was like, let me just go and check the Instagram, and I did. I was like, shit. So this place did not burn down. You know when you leave your former workplace and you're just like, I just wish as I'm leaving it will crumble. But yeah, they're still going on strong apparently, and after that I just blocked all the accounts. I do not want to see. I don't want to be tempted to go and check. Out of sight, out of mind. And if anything, I feel like I'm even slightly more confident now. Because like I said, it's like when you leave a or when you overcome a hurdle, it kind of unravels a layer of you that you probably did not know was there before. Being in your comfort zone is not good, and when you come out, it's a good thing. I feel like that is what has happened to me. Like I feel slightly more confident to try new things and just be me, if that makes sense, and just evolve, because I feel like that was not a good situation. But now that I've come out on my own accord, because fun fact, later I even found out that they were literally about to let me go. So I'm so happy I actually went on my own accord, not like they actually did, fire me. Like I went on my own accord. I'm grateful to God. Ah, that is good stuff. Oh, for sure. When it comes to the workplace, looking for job, the possibility of me entering a place that I don't like and staying there is like zero to none. Like right now, even if I get a job right now and it looks good on the outside, and then I enter and it's not giving what's supposed to give, the way I would race myself out of there. Because even when I first entered the space I left, I had a little bit of, even before I actually got the letter, I had a little bit, the email rather, I had a little bit of like, this is not really, there was just a lot of things that were not really given up. I just kept excusing it, like, okay. not, I don't know, I just kept making excuses, and also because I was desperate at the time. Right now I'm not desperate, and by God's grace I will not still be desperate even when I get the opportunity, because I do not want to enter a situation like I just left, or worse than I just left. That's just what I'm going to say, because hell no, hell no, you're not going to catch me there. I rebuke it, back to sender, back to sender. Anyways, so eventually I do want to strengthen my skill set, because I feel like I actually do have a good knowledge on digital marketing and marketing in general. But at the same time, I've kind of learned, because recently, let me break it down. Recently, I took a content class, which is literally the first content class I've ever taken, which is mind boggling because I've been doing this for a while. And I realized that most of the things they were even saying in the class, I already had pretty good idea of what they were talking about, like strong idea. Okay, for example, in the class, they also taught video editing. They're talking about jump cuts and some other editing techniques that I already knew about, but I did not know there was a term for it, if that makes sense. So I feel like I have a good idea of what marketing and digital marketing. I just need to like organize it, if that makes sense, and improve myself basically in that area. That's one of the things I want to do this year before I actually enter the job market again. Because as I'm entering, I don't want anybody to BS me. Like I know what I have, I know what I will have by then, and I know that I will be a force to reckon with. So I don't want to settle. Like I have experienced what a good workplace really is, even though it was just for 2 months, and I will not go back. I will either that same or higher. I remember, I don't know if I said it before, because the last day of my internship at Bolt, I was even asking somebody that, like, I don't know how I posed the question, but I was like, is this the best that work life has to offer? Something like that. And the guy was just like, there's always better out there. There is always better. He was like, both is good, but there is always better. And that's one thing I feel like that's one of the biggest lessons I have impacted since then. Because I'm just like, I don't like to settle for people will just take it. Oh, sometimes I do for sure, because life is life and you can only get certain things sometimes. But I hate to settle. I hate to hear that. Oh, just accept it. It bogs my mind. It irritates me so freaking much. If I have to just accept it, I have to have fought a certain extent to know that yes, there's nothing that can be done. And I feel like that was one of the things that used to put me in trouble when I was still working, because I was like, this situation is not right, and I want to do something about it. Because sometimes some things will happen. I'll tell my sister that, or rather, before I tell my sister, I'll try to handle the situation the best I could. But my sister will not try to tell me that actually you shouldn't have done that, because and I also kind of learned this as well. There is always a power play, and there is always ways you can get what you want without actually raising your voice, insulting somebody. There's just like little subtle power manipulation things that I really want to. I feel like that's one of the things I actually learned from there. How to get your way even in authoritative situations and bad situations. I also want to watch Game of Thrones again, because I feel like that's the best movie that really kind of explains something like that. I don't know. Also recommend movies like that. I want to really understand, because I know that there were times that I was actually in the right. There was line of authority. There was power play in some certain things, and I couldn't really get my way because I'm the subordinate and there's line manager. So obviously they'll believe the line manager rather than me. So I definitely want to see, just say something, just say a few things. Eventually, I told you now I'm learning how to swim, right? And eventually, I actually want to do start gymming. My ideal body is Tiana Taylor. Remember when she did this video written for Kanye West? Fade, yes, that's the video. Her body, I was starting to doubt my sexuality. I was starting when I saw her, I was like, what? Although maybe not exactly like that, but something similar. Get the abs, get the toned body, and but I think I want to do that in the rainy season. If that makes sense. But I hate sweating, and rainy season you sweat, but like it's cooler. So right now in the hot season, I'm doing swimming, and then later on I do gymming. So what I have my pen here because I have my notes here. Yeah, what I'm working on right now, just My content, I'm trying to rebrand. Like I said, I just finished a content class and I want to take another one. This time I want to take Kamsin Amani's class. If you don't know, I love Kamsin Amani. There are a few content creators that I love so much. Kamsi, Yechi, Alia's Face, Dima, of course. And Dima just recently came back, so yay! Just a couple of content creators that I really look up to, and I love their brand in terms of how to put your content out there, because they have branded themselves so much. Anyways, I'm trying to rebrand and just really organize my content and see where it takes me. And also, ChatGPT has been my best friend when it comes to YouTube. Even if I quit my job, I told ChatGPT, I actually have a tab open for that. I was telling ChatGPT that I'm about to quit my job. I think it was in January. I'm about to quit my job and focus on content creation. Give me guidelines. Give me how to go about it and whatnot. Like, me and ChatGPT were like this now, like we are besties. So, anyways, this with this rebrand, that I took the links to some of my favorites. I just gave to ChatGPT that okay, these content creators, can you analyze their content for me in terms of branding, monetization, their content style, all of that. And I gave ChatGPT my own channel, like analyze this my channel, and it read me to feel like it read me to feel like I was like, okay, oh, sorry, oh, mistake. But anyways, like, and I told ChatGPT that, okay, how can I actually meet the standard of those people? And then kind of give me some tips. So me and ChatGPT were like this now, like 5 and 6. So in terms of self-care, what I'm doing now to stay sane, first of all, my content. I'm just happy that I have something to actually fall back on. It helps that I'm not waking up and I don't have anything at all to do. And it also helps that I kind of take self care more serious. I always do. That's one thing I never ever fall back on. I have my own way of recentering myself basically. It's either right now I try to make sure I don't let myself go. I'm not just sitting in my house and looking like a bomb. No, as you can see, my hair is dead, and this lasts for about 2 to 3 days. I have my nails done. Just little things that'll make me feel good. My hair, my nails, and these are just even personal because obviously I'm unemployed. I don't have the money to go and do like my actual nails. These are actually press-ons. So I just invested like in 2 packs of press-ons, and one pack is about 5 or 4 thousand. So I got two. That's about 7k. 7k you use to do one nail one time 1 month. Yeah, there are some days where I feel a bum, but that's only because my period is coming. When my period is coming, yeah, that's when I feel like that. Other days, I'm so pumped to film content or to brainstorm content. And that tip for myself here, I watch movies. Movies are my happy place. Please recommend, please, I'm begging you guys, recommend for me so that I can keep my brain sane. And occasionally, I do this thing where I feel like a grandma doing it, or I just kind of take a chair and sit outside in the evenings, obviously, when the weather is cooler. I just sit outside and just kind of reflect. I barely touch my phone. I feel like that's just like my alone time. Just thinking, basically. I don't know what I'm thinking about. I can't even tell you what exactly goes through my brain. Anything to just like put me back in alignment, if that makes sense. Okay, so come to the end of this video. I hope I've not said too much, but at the same time, I hope I've said enough, if that makes sense. Because one of the fears of me and content creation, basically, especially my YouTube channel, is that I don't want to overshare because I've heard that that can really hurt you in the long run. Because when you overshare, people kind of misinterpret what you're trying to say, and how many people can you really convince? Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. It really simple. I hope you guys really enjoyed our chats today. I hope to do this more often and really connect with you guys because I feel like we are growing on this channel. We are really growing. So let me know in the comments if you guys have, if you're in 9 to 5 and you feel like quitting your job or you have. Let me know in the comments your coping mechanisms. Maybe it's something I can also incorporate, and Please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe button, share this video to someone you know is not really in a good relationship or good environment and wants to jump aboard. The person is still dilly dying. But I'll say first of all, make out a plan. Don't just exit. Make out a plan as to what you want to do after, or how you're going to survive after, or how you're going to take care of yourself after. Because I already did all of that. That's why I invested in my YouTube equipment before I left. I got. Let me know what you guys think. Hope you guys enjoy my consistency so far. I really want to definitely up my consistency from once a week to definitely more frequent as ChatGPT has told me to do. But anyways, yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening. I hope you reached the end of this video, and I'll see you in my next one.